Good evening, wonderful human beings. I tell you what, gives me frown lines, by the way. I see you talking in chat. Is walking around IKEA.
I loved it.
I don't mind the showroom part. I'm okay walking around the showroom part. There's something about seeing it laid out in rooms that I quite like.
Yeah, I do.
The second part, I hate that part. The bits and bobs part.
What? Where I was picking up my bits and bobs.
I hate that part. That feels like it never ends.
I thought you meant where you then go and find all like the warehouse.
The last part where you then go and find the bits you want. I'm fine with that part. We just cut out that middle floor. I'm happy.
Okay.
Loose today, chat. If you haven't already, by the way, make sure you hit all those magical YouTube buttons for me. Loose, by the way, today tried for the first time ever IKEA meatballs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I told you they're kind of meh. They're not that special. I don't know why everyone raves about them. I think society does this thing sometimes where it becomes trendy to like a thing, and then people go, oh yeah, I love that thing. And they don't really love that thing. It's just it's trendy to love that thing. So they say they love that thing to kind of fit in.
Two very strange things happened when I was in the meatballs line.
Yeah.
Strange thing number one. Would you like jam with your meatballs, miss?
Did they actually ask that? Are you sure?
Jam.
Are you sure that's what they asked?
And it wasn't as though he had to walk to the dessert bit to get jam in case there was, afternoon tea.
No.
The jam was there next to the meatballs. And I looked over the screen. It was jam.
You sure?
It was jam. And then strange thing number two. Do you want gravy on your meatballs?
That makes more sense to me.
Gravy?
Yeah.
Not marinara sauce?
A bit of sauce with them makes sense.
But gravy? Okay,
Yeah,
sure. I'll go for the gravy because you've not offered the marinara sauce
There's no
at
marinara
all.
sauce.
There was. It was right in between the jam and the gravy.
Oh.
And I thought maybe this is the IKEA experience. It's either jam or gravy.
Yeah, I said they're mid. I said they're mid for ages. They're not that impressive. Like, it's just a trendy thing to like IKEA meatballs. Chat's agreeing with me here. They're so average. IKEA meatballs are fucking shit. It's mostly flour and sugar. See? They're so average. There you go.
I liken them to faggots.
My wife and I thought they were overrated as well. Yeah. Thank you, Mornihammer, for 5 gifted memberships. We started already. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. It's been an okay day today. I've actually got some hobbying done, which is quite nice. Right? It's okay. I had to go over to work. I had to go over to the studio and be there for a quotation for some work for the opening of Hobby House.
Woo!
Things are fucking happening.
We should have like balloons and
my
a party
God.
popper and a smoke machine.
I can't tell you how happy I am. I honestly can't tell you how happy I am that things are actually fucking moving at last. The first cog is starting to do this. Mm-hmm. Right? And there's a fucking million cogs.
Liam, what's your perfect 5 on tap line up for a pub? Luce, what's your perfect Sunday? You get a lot more characters than the 1.99. Mars is attacking Akakakak.
Thanks, Ash, for the 10.
I feel like this is a really weird first date.
Perfect 5 on tap.
What's your perfect Sunday?
We're going to have Aspel cider. Is going to be the cider of choice. Right? We're going to have... We need a lager of some sort, don't we? Do we have to have a lager?
Do lagers sell?
Desperado's on tap. Banging. I'm partial to a nice neck oil.
That's the name of a drink?
Yeah, neck oil.
I was like, this is a creepy bar, babe.
Yeah. I need some kind of bitter, really. I'm going to go for the childhood classic John Smith's. I like that. Do we then round it off with a... We probably need an actual lager, but I don't fucking like lager. A Pilsner's not a bad idea, actually. A Pilsner's an okay idea. What do you mean no Aspels? That's the first fucking thing I said, you cloth-eared twat.
Keith, I can say faggots if that's what they're called. They're called faggots. I think everyone needs to calm down. I'm calling a fish a fish.
I'm not going to get into it because I'll get myself into trouble.
They're called faggots.
Get a real ale, yeah. I don't. 5's not enough. 5's not enough. What's your perfect Sunday, Luce? If it wasn't my day off and you could do whatever you wanted on a Sunday, what would be a perfect Sunday?
Oh, then that wouldn't be my perfect Sunday. Genuinely, you having a day off and doing what you want, and I'm in the kitchen cooking or stewing something. Maybe I've deep cleaned a room. The boys are playing games. The dog's with me in the kitchen, and we've got Only Murders in the Building on. That's a pretty cool Sunday for me.
Okay.
It sounds like...
Cliche?
Yeah, and it sounds like work, but...
Ash said, sorry, mate, real life people spoke to me as you said it. Okay, mate, Aspals was the first choice on tap. Cold Aspals on tap on a summer's day, that's life. That's life. And I would have Guinness as well, but I was starting to run out of taps. That's the problem, Kev, to be fair. If you are slightly concerned about the word that Luce is using, search the English meaning associated with food, and you'll be fine. James, by the way, welcome to Jarl Tier member. What a hero. Thank you for becoming Jarl Tier, you legend. Oh, hey, Daryl. We used your terrain last night. On stream. Exclamation mark LCA. That should still work. I think it still works. I think. Aspal Knuckle Guinness Doom Bar. Oh, I do like a Doom Bar. I do like a Doom Bar. It's nice, that. But I also I'm a big Desperados fan, despite the fact it's mostly chemicals. I don't know if you could put mead on tap.
Does it sit well in the tap?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I could put mead on tap, I'm having Nidhogger, which is who we're sponsored by, or one of the sponsors. Exclamation mark mead. I'm having their stuff on tap, but I'm having the sour cherry specifically. Oh yes, it does still work. Look. Exclamation mark LCA. There we go. Good. So anyway, yeah, back to the news. Sorry, I was distracted then by chat. Right, back to the news. There is news. We actually have fucking news, team. We actually have fucking news. It's taken me literally no less than 3.5 weeks to get a fucking bank account opened for the business.
Yeah.
My God. It's like the bank doesn't want my money and your money. I don't understand. I would get it, right? I would get it if I went to the bank and went, I've got this new business idea. I've got a new business concept, right? This is what I'm doing. But actually what I need is I need £250,000 to get going. I get the bank going, we're going to take some time to think about this.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to go through some business plans and some details and etc. and etc. 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 Right? Cool. Okay. Beautiful. Right? That's fine. No issues. When I'm saying, can I open a bank account? Do you need any loans? No. Do you need any credit cards? No. Do you need any form of credit? No. I just need a place to put my fucking money. That's it. That, for me, that should take 6 hours.
I would like to pitch again my jam jar idea.
It doesn't really work for business, Luce. I'm going to be honest.
I think money's money.
It doesn't
could
work. Your jam jar idea doesn't work for business. But I don't get when it's a case of, I want you to open a bank account for me so I can just put money into it. And then take only the money that I've put into it out of it. It's literally all I'm asking for. It's literally all I'm asking for. And what I really don't understand as well is, I use the same bank that I use for my current business for the channel, right?
What?
That opened in 48 hours. So why this one then took 3.5 fucking weeks? Anyway, it's been opened.
Didn't they say that there's like an unusual amount of people opening businesses
saying
right
that,
now?
which sounds like bollocks. Because old Rachel from accounts has fucked small businesses. So it sounds like bollocks that there's an unbelievable number of people starting businesses right now. I think that's absolute shit. Oh, I mean, don't be shit, and then you won't have the piss taken out of you. So we finally got a bank account, right? We've got that one finally. That's done. And that means that now things can happen, which means that eventually we can get to a point where we can bring the investors on board. Because I took some people's feedback about crowdfunding. I hate how negative some people get, but it does impact decision making, unfortunately. And I don't want to come across as that person. So,
Adam's trying to. As a financial services / corporate lawyer, there are regulatory issues with trying to use a jam jar as a commercial bank account. The FCA ain't gonna be happy.
Yeah. No, quite. We're not. Don't worry, Adam. She's not my financial
It's
advisor.
okay. Yeah, I'm not allowed to be in charge of actual
Sometimes,
jam jars.
sometimes, not often, but sometimes, Luce is my moral compass, and I use that. I use her for advice and guidance, and I say, "I've been thinking about this thing," and she goes, "Nah." And sometimes, she advises on other things. I just like, I've been thinking about this thing. What do you think about it? And she talk. And when it comes to finances, I don't ask.
Oh, there's so many things I could say.
It's not.
Oh.
Because jam jars is a silly idea. 6.5k gift incoming. I won't turn it down. So,
An unusual amount of people opening barber shops to launder money, Liam. Allegedly.
allegedly.
Yeah, but they don't use bank accounts.
You mean those barber shops that put in 10 grand for a month and there's no one in the fucking chair?
Yeah, those ones. They don't use bank accounts.
Yeah. So look, the bank's finally open. I have sourced investment. It's not the highest in the world. I'd like to have a bit more. I've said this to you people before, and there's some people out there that are going to shout at me for this. I don't like crowdfunding and kickstarting business funds. I'm not a fan of it. I keep being told I should do it. What?
Ash, acceptable bicycle-induced fruit losses.
Yeah. So there's a few people out there that are saying I should definitely do some kind of like crowdfunder to get it started and to have a little bit more of startup capital sat there to make it a bit safer. And I was trying to think of things I can give back. The problem I have is when I start moving into the crowdfunding world for it, I want people when they're putting, say, £100 in, I want to be giving them £100 of the stuff back. It's not really crowdfunding, that is it? That's just buying shit.
Yeah.
At that point. I don't like the idea of going, hey, thank you for your £500 donation. Have a pin badge. Doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't. I don't like it.
Yeah, it doesn't sit right with me, but I've always...
Here's the other
for
thing,
me,
right?
it's the whole don't spend the money you don't have.
Well, here's the other thing. Well,
thing.
startup capital for business is different.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing about it as well, is when some people then end up putting in big value donations, which I'm sure some of you, because you're incredible, would. When people do that, right, I feel like a lot of people then are like, you should do this, you should do that, and I'm like, I don't like the concept that I'm then going to feel like, well, you've put money into this, so I should probably listen to what you're saying. I want to make my business decisions. If it succeeds, it succeeds, and if it fails, it fails. It's on me. That's what I want to do. But hey, so anyway, that happened. If you want to support it, if you really want to support it, let me know. We can figure something out. What that is, I don't know, or how that looks like, I don't know, but maybe. However, the lease. So we've got the bank account open. Tick 1, right?
Yeah.
The lease is now finalised and agreed.
I'm so proud of you, babe. Because when we first started talking about this, you said something like, we'll get it open, and it was wonderful blue skies thinking, and people will be mocked for being a dreamer, but you need the dreamers. And I remember you giving yourself such an unrealistic timeline, and I thought, it's not going to happen in that timeline. And it didn't, and you got really down, and then you rallied round, and you pushed forward, and now the cog is starting to twitch a bit. A twitching cog, if you will.
It's doing like this. It's like starting. And it's... So,
Yeah.
bank account's open. Lease is agreed. I'm currently going through the checks with solicitor that I have to do so I can then sign the lease. That's fine. That's being done. That should be like next week ready to sign. So, then this morning I had a plumber and electrician in to quote the works required to start stripping out the insides. I've also had the demolition guy quote to strip out and dispose of the shit that's in there, and then rebuild the counter, the bar area, and start planning. And I'm getting him to quote us for custom tables. I've got a carpet guy I'm talking to who's looking at coming in and doing all the carpet tiling for. I'm getting excited now. All the little cogs are starting to twitch a little bit.
Much twitching.
Much twitching is happening. I'm excited at some point this weekend to timeline on Excel spreadsheet.
Oh, we love a spreadsheet.
I fucking love a timeline as well. I love a project management timeline. I'm mad for it. So I'm literally at a place now where I can feel like I can finally say with genuine and absolute confidence, it will be open this year.
Yeah.
It will be open this year.
Yeah, if you kind of get the green light for all steam ahead now, all
And I'm
the
hoping
legal stuff
my
is done.
current target in my brain, and I might be again being a little bit overexcited with this, is end of July, August, sometime within that sort of 6-week period, end of July, August time. Well, it's actually happening. It's happening, people. I am fucking hyped for this. So, it's been when I I opened up the original business plan the other day. I think I have it here somewhere, right? Do I still have it here?
Was there a date on it?
Hey Liam, just wondering if you want me to represent the store at 40k and Heresy events as a travel across the UK.
Just represent Shield Wall like we all do. You legend. Thank you, Liam, for the 5 you're a hero. So the original business plan. This isn't the original one because I'd updated the front date on it.
What's the date stamp when you originally, or is it not?
I'm looking for it now to see if there's an original date stamp on it. Right, this will make you laugh your fucking cock off. Okay? This is the original business plan.
What,
this is
clean
the one.
off?
Right, this is the original business plan. This is the
Okay.
one. I've found the right dates now. Okay, are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
So on the start of the business plan, I'm not sharing it with you people, by the way, just for reference. On the start of it, business plan, Hobby House.
Big hype.
Big hype, Quantity, thank you. Business plan. So the date on the front of the business plan says business plan Hobby House, and it has the business name. It says September 2022.
Oh, babe.
And then when you go down into the introduction, trading name, business owners, nationality, business name, type of business, ownership, store locations, full address, mission statement, and it goes proposed trading start date, October 2022.
Yeah.
Of course, it takes a month to set up a whole business, doesn't it?
I remember you gave yourself such a tiny timeline, and your desk was over where I am, and I was over where you are. And I remember looking at you, thinking, "Oh, that's not gonna."
September 2022
and then
was when we started this idea.
as the timeline just slowly slipped out of sight, I could just see you being like, "What?"
That's not true.
On?
We started talking about the idea in the June, July time of 2022. So we are almost 3 years into this whole concept. 3 years into this whole concept is where we're at right now.
I can completely see why so many people who have fantastic ideas, I wonder if most of it is actually personal stamina of keep pushing forward, and when you get the hoops you have to jump through, the setbacks, having the people around you, because you'll have plenty of people going, "I don't think it'll happen, it's a stupid idea." You got plenty of those. Having to listen to that the whole time.
I've had a lot of people over 3 years said to me, "It's not going to happen, is it?" A lot of people said that to me.
Yeah.
This lot have been pretty good, to be fair.
I'm so proud of you, honestly. When this opens, I think you're going to be on cloud 9.
Oh,
you're not going to come down for months.
My cock will be 3 inches bigger. It'll be a whole 4 inches. Yeah, Joseph Spencer, thank you for the one gifted. Corday Ed, thank you for 5 gifted memberships, and Evan Tumanumanamanumanamanello, thank you for 5 more gifted memberships. You wonderful human beings. We're on 17 of the finest gifted. 17. Banging. Honestly, Show used to work on the trades of that delay, 100%. Honestly, but we've come up with the problem is. Yesterday, we've come up with problem after problem after problem after problem, and without I don't want to get the violin out here. I'm not interested in getting the violin out. I'm not looking for a sympathy party, but it's lovely hearing what Luce said as well, because I think there are a couple of hurdles where some people would have just given up and gone, it's not going to fucking quit.
I completely understand when people say, "Oh, I had this business idea in lockdown, but I just couldn't get it off the ground." And when I think when you're not with somebody who's trying to launch a business, and then you have that conversation, you go, "Oh, that sounds really shit. What a shame. Like, maybe you could try again." You don't mean to sound, also pie in the sky, you don't mean to sound like that. And now I've sort of been alongside you as you're pushing forward. Now when you hear I tried to start a business in lockdown and I couldn't do it. Now I am so sympathetic.
Oh my God.
The hoops you have to jump through, the criteria you need to meet, the
It's been
setbacks, the criticism.
It's been a hell of a journey, team. So I started this with one individual originally back in the day, a long time ago. I approached him and said, "I have this business idea, and you're a person I think we can make this work together." And we started the concept, then we made the business plan. we started looking for venues and properties and engaging with web developers, etc. The property journey has been what has taken the most amount of time. The property journey is what's killed us. We are on our 4th location, which is the current studio location, and we have settled on something that originally I don't think we would have normally gone for. But now, the more I'm in that space, the more I'm like, this is going to be a really nice space. So the first place we looked for, the first place I think we found, proper space we found, was definitely overall my favourite space, and I would have liked to have been in there. Now I would like to have been in there. But we were talking about, I think it was 100 or 200 grams worth of cost to fix the air conditioning to a standard that I'd be happy. I want a hobby venue that people can come and play in, and it's fucking air conditioned.
Yeah.
Because I think that makes it a nice hobbying experience. Yeah. Right?
Because you're in there for a while.
If you're stood there gaming for a day and you're playing 3 games full of humans, I want the air conditioning to work so that you aren't sweating your nuts off all fucking day. Because I've had that experience. It's not very nice, you know. And that place was like, it was 100, 200 fucking thousand pounds to sort the air conditioning out alone. That was before getting everything else done, right? We then went to another location, and we were trying to force that location. I put the brakes on it because, and this was definitely one of those moments. So the first point, when we had the first quote through for that aircon, the guy seems decent as well. I don't think he was taking the piss out of us. When I had the first quote through, I was like, have we wildly overestimated how much this is going to cost, or underestimated actually how much this is going to cost? Thought about, is this viable, or is this just because of this location? We then found another location very close by, and we were trying to fucking stick a square peg in a round hole at that point, and I had to put the brakes on it because we started progressing and negotiating, and I was like, stop, this is not the right place. This is not the right place. It's not going to work here. It's not going to work here, right? And then we found another location in Southampton, under West Quay. Remember?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Which seemed great until we went in there and it was a fucking shithole. Yeah. Needed so much work.
Yeah.
So again,
it's now I think it's a dental and aesthetics place.
It needed so much work. I was like, again, I was back to we've just underestimated how much money it's going to cost. We have. And
these are the hurdles that I feel like other people have gone, it's just not viable. It can't be done.
Yeah. And then I stumbled. I flat own up, not sure what to do about the studio space. After 3 failed attempts to find the location and about 1.5 years or 2 years in, I was like, we have grown bigger than the garage in terms of the channel.
Good luck with the plan. A small contribution.
It all helps, James. Thank you so much for the $10, man. You're a legend. Christopher Sanford, by the way, thank you for 5 memberships. I missed those. Thank you, sir. You're a legend. So I was like, at that point, I was like, we have outgrown this garage. We have outgrown the garage. I need to move. I need a studio. I have to go. And the original plan was to have the studio integrated into Hobby House, so that people from the community could come and visit and get to see around the studio and stuff like that. Like, it kind of all fits together, right? It all kind of works. Despite the fact the businesses are separate, to be very clear. If you're watching this now and you hate me, you can buy from Hobby House and you're funding more than just me because there's a team of people involved in it now because it's had to grow that big. Yeah. Because of fucking Rachel from accounts. And and it's not paying the YouTube channel. It is a separate business. I need to make that very clear. It is a separate business. If you stop putting any money into the channel and all it into Hobby House, I'll be grateful. But the channel starts to fail then. So I was like, I need out. The garage was too small. Joe and I had run out of space. He stopped building and making stuff because we'd run out of space to store it. We had no more space. Yeah. So it got to the point where Joe was bringing an army from his garage to play with and taking an army home because we had to hot swap from his garage to my garage, which is 1 hour and 10 minutes away because we didn't have the space. So we went hunting for a studio space. We found a studio space which is local-ish down the road in a place called Lyndhurst. Went to see it.
Oh yeah.
Went to see it.
I remember that one.
Air conditioned, just big enough to be our studio. That's all it was going to be big enough to be. Wow, and I was like, I like this place. It's nice. Checked internet speeds, everything was good. Put an offer in, got rejected because someone outbid us. And I was like, I've offered the asking price. I'm not going above it.
Yeah, the price is the price.
The price is the price.
Yeah.
Or someone's put in a higher offer. Well, then let them have it. Fine. Okay. So that happened. And then the estate agents who I put in an offer with said, out of interest, what are you after? So I explained the detail to them. And they said, we've got another location that might be of interest to you. So, okay. Cost? About the same. Okay. And they showed me the top floor of the building. This is my current studio. So I went up there with him. I was like, is the building empty? He said, yes. And my cog starts going in my head, right? So I looked through.
Empty, you say?
I looked through the top floor and I was like, and the rent's the same. It's more space than the other office that I looked at in Lyndhurst. Internet speed's fine. The area isn't quite as nice because it's Southampton, but parking is better for the location in general. And it was a big open plan thing, and I was like, this works for a studio. Would that air conditioned, hot toilet, kitchenette, etc. If you're a Thane, you've probably been there. You know, unbelievably good. Perfect. This is great. Like this. So yeah, we took the top floor on, obviously, and the rest is history there for the studio. You know what's happened there. But shortly after, I was like, so those bottom 2 floors that are empty, how long has it been empty for? Since COVID. Oh, yeah.
Probably costing a bit to have it empty.
And I was like, this could work, actually. So looked at like the general square footage and the layout and was like, with a bit of work, we can make this fit. We've got decent... Like, the first place that I said was my favourite place had maybe 3 toilets in total. Otherwise, it was a shopping centre toilet. And we were beholden to shopping centre opening and closing hours.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this one's got 2 floors of toilets. This is nice. It's got its own car park. This is something the other locations didn't have.
Yeah.
So I started to get to a point where this could work here. And we started negotiating a contract. 6 months, I think it was, into negotiating a contract, we started to get, maybe 5 months, we started to get hurried along. And that what we'd been given was fucking awful as a contract as well. So I wasn't happy about being hurried along. And it turns out that what happened is the landlord who owned the place gifted the building to another set of landlords. Which is lovely for that other set of landlords to get a free building worth a few million quid.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible for our negotiations because the solicitors changed hands. So we're to start all over again. And this was in March last year. Yes, March last year. And at that point, I nearly fucking cried.
Yeah. Yeah, I
like,
remember.
you fucking kidding me?
Back to the start.
Back to
another
literally the start.
hurdle that someone else could have gone, I don't have another year in me to be at this point. It's costing money. It's costing time.
And then we started the negotiations all over again. Instead of going, fuck it, I'm off. Started the negotiations all over again. Finally agreed a couple of weeks ago. So close to signing. And the second I signed the lease, at that point that I've signed the lease, we can start work. And that's why I'm lining up all my little workmen, getting them with ducks in a row. The little fucking dominoes.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking hyped. Brandon, like I say, thank you so much. Like I say, for 20 gifted memberships. You're a hero. Puts us on 30 to 42. And, more importantly, gets you a loose hope.
I hope for you, Brandon, that when you get sent into the supermarket for a very specific pizza, the only one he'll eat from the shop, you find the last one that has an oops sticker on it. So it's even cheaper.
Do they have oops stickers in the US?
I think so.
Is that a thing?
So an oops sticker is the reduced sticker because it's about to go out of date. It has to be sold.
Yeah.
So not only do you get the one pizza you have been sent in for, but it's even cheaper.
Have you never been gifted a large commercial property worth a few million before? No. If someone wants to.
No, it's the bingo card block that can never get stamped being gifted.
Yeah. What about stocking GW stuff? I've heard it's hard to get them to give you stuff to... Wait, one caller. Give you stuff to sell. You get a little bit at a time. And if you sell, you can apply for more type thing. Nah, that's not the agreement we've got with them. I've told them what kind of stock level we want to start with. And the guy on the other end of the phone sounded like he fell off his chair. It's going to be one of our primary stock lines alongside TCGs. So... ADR, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. You're a legend. Over 50, team. You sexy people. Thank you, Ads. How you doing anyway, dude? It's been ages. I hope you're doing well. I haven't talked to you. I haven't bumped into you and gone for a beer or something for a very long time. We should do that at some point. If I give you £1,000, can I have a parking space at Hobby House? You don't need to give me £1,000, Carl. You have a badge that gets you a parking space at Hobby House. You'll be fine. Those guys at times have scheduled a chat play, stolen RP for sure. Look, I don't want to say, yes, and that we're trailblazers on this channel. I don't want to say that out loud.
It's not dignified.
We're smaller than everyone else.
Yeah.
We just do everything a bit better. Mostly.
Oh, that's much nicer.
And more professional.
Yeah. You're definitely humble saying it like that.
Do you have an online store as well? Exclamation mark Hobby House. Exclamation mark Hobby House. There is a store. There is an online store. It has cost us a monumental fortune to make. It is very impressive. You won't see it yet, but if you click that link, that gets you to sign up to the newsletter. And as soon as actual physical updates start happening, there will be newsletters coming out. I know it sounds like a shock to you people.
I can't even remember how many blue M&Ms it cost to get that website.
A lot of blue M&Ms.
A lot, especially the blue ones.
Many thousands of M&Ms.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands, in fact.
Yeah.
Of M&Ms.
I feel sad for all the other M&M
What I
colours.
did with our web developers, who are fucking incredible humans, by the way. What I did with our web developers is I said to them, here's Element's website, here's Games Workshop's website, here's a website, here's a website. I think I gave them like 5 websites. I want ours to be better than all of those. And they went, cool.
Yeah.
And they've done it.
They're very good.
They're very good.
They're very good. We should give them green M&Ms as well, as thank you.
Do they exist?
Yeah. Although they might be the peanut ones. Do they like the peanut ones?
Can you stock Warmag before I finish my current sheets? If they let us stock them, then yes. I would love a beer at some point. Became a dad 3 weeks ago, so I'm looking after the little guy at the moment. Not much hobby right now.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. You're significantly poorer now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's a thing. I'd love to actually. What I would love. There's 2 reasons why I'd love this. One, because I'm going to ask you to put it on a postcard, and that helps me. Another reason, because it's going to give me information. And I might not act on it, but I might act on it. I've got a list of things in my head that I think we should stock from opening. If you've got things that you think you would like us to stock from opening, no obligation or promise that I'm going to do it, because guess what stocking things does? Costs fucking money. But I've got a list of things I want to stock. Stick on a postcard, chuck it in. Postcards, it sounds like I'm pulling a leg here. Postcards save on YouTube. I can go back into the super chat section on my YouTube studio, and I can see all the old super chats. So they save. I can come and find the stream, which is called The Cogs Are Turning. So I can find all the super chats.
HH pre-orders when? I'll have 2 Drukari combat patrols, a Venom, Drazhar, and 2 Razorwing jet fighters, please and thank you.
So here's the thing I'm thinking about doing. Again, I'm not making any promises here, but here's the thing I'm thinking about doing, right? The first thing I'm thinking about doing is doing a Thanes pre-open weekend. So before we open to the general public, we'll have the Thanes in. It might be a fortnight before we open to the general public. It might be a month before. What we can do then is we can soft test all our systems, right? Does the till work? Are the toilets fine? Is the cleaning schedule right? Is the room warm enough? Is it bright enough? Etc, etc, etc. Okay? So the first thing we're thinking about doing is that. What I'm also thinking about doing for said Thanes opening weekend, you'll be pleased to know, Christopher Sanford, PlayStation Gossip, because you are one of them already, is potentially asking you to put in pre-orders with us that we will specifically make sure we have as part of our opening weekend for you, if you're going to guarantee you buy it, and potentially also giving you an additional discount on top of the normal retailer discount. Like an extra 5% on top, right?
I used my son's head as a table for my paint palette.
Deodorant.
Yeah, I joked today about that. I was talking to Paddy, because he popped over to the studio, his mate came over to pick up some stuff. And I said we should have a vending machine of all the different flavours of deodorant. That
would be a great idea.
I don't know how it works with like pressurised containers in a vending machine, or if it's just like a health and safety nightmare, but I was like, that's a great money maker, that.
Well, you can get cans of Coke.
Thanes always get to come early.
Cans of Coke aren't pressurised containers like aerosols are, darling.
Yeah, but
they come under very different legislation.
That's such a good idea.
Think you should stock those sexy objective markers. Did you manage to place an order today?
No, it's probably going to have to wait. I've been actually very busy today with quotes and stuff in the studio. Thank you, Prentice, for the hat trick. Is it Prentice for the hat trick?
No, it's Chris.
Thank you, Chris, for the hat trick. They are going to get ordered this next week, though. I need to... it's Bank Holiday Monday, so I'll probably bug the guy on Tuesday, to be fair. Don't get a vending machine, just get Joe and the Lou going, no spray, no play. Yes, that's what we should do. That's exactly what we should do, right? So yeah, you know, that's the thing I'm thinking about doing, giving Thanes access to pre-orders. If you don't want to miss out on any of that stuff, exclamation mark Thanes, right? Additional 5% discount for that weekend on things that you pre-order. So the reason why I'm okay to do that is because I know I'm selling the stock. So if you look at Chris, what he said about 2 Drakari Combat Patrols, Venom Drazar, and 2 Razorwing, if I know I'm selling that, if I know I'm selling it to him, I'm okay at buying that from Games Workshop, bringing it in, and giving an additional 5% discount at that point because I know I'm selling it. So I think that's fine.
Do you know what else could be a really cool vending machine idea? A really basic hobby house cotton t-shirt, but in a vending machine. So if it's a bit warm, you want to change your shirt, a vending machine.
We don't need a vending machine. That just have it on a rack upstairs.
Yeah.
You don't need a vending machine for that. The vending machine for aerosol is because I don't think someone who thinks they stink really wants to go up to the counter and be like, can I have some...
Yeah, but you're not going to the vending machine in private. It's not like...
Depends what the vending machine is.
Behind... Oh, I see. A bit like a tampon machine.
Yeah.
In the toilets,
yeah.
but it's...
We'll have one of them in the middle of the room, tampon machine.
Well, I mean, that'd be very progressive of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much paint water in your pot. Just dip that in.
It's a way to appreciate the absorbency, I guess.
Yeah.
Although I feel I should say blue water is not an accurate idea of the absorbency of a tampon. I just need to put that out there.
Yeah.
Needs to be blood.
Can you make those objective markers transparent? Those ones I can't, because the guy who makes them is only on a mouse mat material. I thought I'd struck a goal with the transparent ones that we've got our hands on, but then that guy decided he didn't want to do it anymore. So I need to find a different version or a different supplier of those, so I can get them made as well, wee man. And when I do, you know what? You can probably have a set.
Have a door-triggered fragrance spreader that blasts people as they enter.
Yeah, I've been told that a few times.
Not
blast.
mist, it's a blast.
Yeah. Which reminds me, I actually need to go in on Tuesday and get the quote for the automatic door people. Ash's idea... Hang on, my YouTube just oopsied. Just did a whoopsie. Where is it? Ash Thompson's idea of being a physical stockist for Baron of Dice stuff would be mint if they'd partner with you. Shipping costs from the US are very expensive. I can speak to Stevie. I can absolutely speak to Stevie and see if he'll let us become a UK stockist.
Ooh.
I think it's a good idea. I do, because he doesn't have a UK distributor. So at the moment, if you want to buy Baron of Dice stuff, you have to pay his import duty shipping costs.
I was going to
which are going to go up, by the way, because tariffs.
I was going to ooey him the other day. Remember me?
Yeah.
So I'll email him and be like, ooey.
Yeah, see what he says about it, because we don't have an absolute abundance of cash. So this is the thing. I have a list of things that I think we should stock from day one. We do not have an abundance of cash. I will not be able to stock everything that I want to eventually hold. We're going to have to grow into that level of stock, right? If you go on Company's House and look at Element Games' books, you'll realise that they hold £2 million worth of stock on their books. I don't have that.
No. No.
If I had £2 million right now, do you know what I probably wouldn't be doing? Starting a business. Oh, I'm done. Cheers, easy. Job's a good one.
Yeah, but Rachel from accounts might be like...
Fucking Rachel from accounts.
2 million's not 2 million anymore. So
holy shit, UK stock baron. Oh no. Yeah, right. Yeah. Need an in-house delivery driver. Finger guns ×2. Well, no, because we're gonna try and do the whole next day delivery thing that exists, where Royal Mail will turn up at the same time every single day and loads up our boxes. Fast forward 9 months, please. Can you practice your twit longer for when you don't get all the stock you asked for on a big box release? What does that mean? What's twit longer?
Oh no, we're not down with the kids, babe.
No.
We don't know what twit longer is.
Kaz works in like student accommodation and he talks a different language sometimes, honestly. What's his people's thoughts on 40k disc plates? If popular enough. See, like that one there. Disc plate. I think they're cool as shit, by the way. No 2 million. Where's Warhammer Jesus to fix this? He's been busy. I do plan to win the Euro Millions tonight. Can I invest if I win? No. No, Gaz, you absolutely deserve all that money. I've also got a Euro Millions ticket because, you know, it guaranteed 10 UK millionaires this night. So we've got to be one of them, surely.
And it's all right, because if you don't win tonight, you can just go to work tomorrow. So it's all right. Win-win. It's all right. It'll be all right.
It probably will be all right, won't it? Yeah.
Or you could just live by my motto.
I got a legit question. What's your motto?
What is it?
It's your fucking motto. You tell me.
It looks worse than it is.
Yeah, well, I've heard that far.
I'm going to have that on my gravestone.
It will be on your gravestone.
This looks worse than it is.
Yeah. So, I want to ask you a question, a serious question for a moment, right? That I'm contemplating, but I'm not sold on. Would you pay... This might be the wrong audience to ask as well, all things considered, when you look at how many names in chat are green.
Mm-hmm.
Would you pay for a membership to an independent retailer if it meant you had a slight additional discount as part of your membership perk? So let's say you pay a membership of £5 or £10 a month.
Okay.
But you gain an additional 5% discount on anything you buy.
I wish you nothing but a success with Hobby House.
Oh, bless you.
We had nothing but issues dealing with the GW when we had our brick and mortar store.
That's a shame to hear. Was it a big brick and mortar store, Ian, or a small one? Because they've been very good with me so far.
What? So the additional discount is just one of the perks, or that's the membership?
It would be one of the perks. So we would look to add more perks: priority booking of tables, priority event tickets, etc.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's essentially paying a membership and you get extra discount.
Buy one of those old fortune teller machines if it give out pre-printed Joe Hopes for a few pounds.
One of my business partners has said that. So you know how Element do sweets in their boxes?
Yeah.
One of my business partners has this fucking fantastic idea, which is a fantastic idea, but it is also perhaps lunacy for people who don't know who Joe is. So instead of putting an Element sweet in the box, instead of putting an Element sweet in, sorry, the little one was asking for more stuff. Instead of putting an Element sweet in the box, what he wants to do is he wants to put a fortune cookie in the box.
Okay.
And he's already started Googling where we can get fortune cookies made. And inside said fortune cookie is a Joe Hope.
Right, okay.
So he's already sort of frightened Joe by saying, I need you to come up with 300 hopes.
I feel like I know which one this is, which person this is you're talking about.
So he wants to do that, but he also wants there to be one per, say, 5,000. He wants it to be a golden fortune cookie with a golden ticket where it will say, I hope you win a combat patrol box. And on the flip side is a discount code that gets you a free combat patrol box. And I was like, I wasn't on board, because some people who don't know who Joe is, because people might find Hobby House, right, and go,
Who the fuck is Joe?
what the fuck is this nonsense? I hope you get a pet beaver. What the fuck is this? Like, some people will be like, what the fuck is this? And then I was like, when you then went the golden ticket, one every 5,000 something's got a free combat, but I was like, oh, I'm in now.
I'm in.
I like that idea.
You should have started with that one.
I think it's fucking great though. Joe fortune cookies with one of them being a golden ticket for like it's basically a £100 voucher in a box essentially.
Yeah.
So you could buy a £30 box of models. You could end up with, because we won't know which one it is. You could end up with a fortune cookie that gives you a £100 voucher in it.
Amazing. That would be amazing. And then to call up or somehow get in touch and be like, I just got the combat patrol box. To be like, amazing. Somebody
Well, you could just redeem it online.
So we'd see it.
We would see it come through on the website.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And how many people who hate fortune cookies are like, I'm opening every one? I think it's. I was like. Originally I was like, this sounds like a cost idea we don't need right now. And then we was like, yeah, but you do like the Willy Wonka golden ticket, and the Joe Hope is you get a free. I was like, I like it now.
I'm in, let's do it. But what if you get the people that go, I don't like fortune cookies, and put it in the bin?
Well, they might miss out then.
Oh,
It gets binned, doesn't it?
Imagine. It's stuck on.
What is it?
It's a lollipop. Out of camera shot, please.
He's such a camera whore. That's really stuck, Lisa. You might have to go and put it under a hot tap or something.
Hang on.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Yeah. Whenever anyone asks who is Joe, just tell him Joe Mama. Former assistant manager of a big brick and mortar store. Membership worked well, but some people don't feel they would visit enough to make the most. Loyalty stamps can shore that up. Interesting. What we want to do, what we're looking to do at this point, right? And I'll be straight up with you. I'll be very honest with you. We really, 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 really want to reward loyalty. Really want to reward loyalty. Not to the point where it bankrupts us, but to the point where if especially in the early stages of the business, if we're at a place where you're going to buy a box of intercessors, for sake of argument, we don't have them in stock, which would seem odd, right? Because they're intercessors, we should have them in stock. But if that was the case, I would like to be in a place, and this I know for a lot of you, you're going to be like, you're talking crack here, mate. This is just never going to happen. I'd like to be in a place where you go, I'll wait the extra couple of days for the box to come in stock because I know I'm going to get loyalty points and like a club card system, and I've got my membership and I'm going to get it cheaper. I'll wait 3 extra days. Because at the moment we do live in a world of permanent demand. My biggest concern at the moment is we won't be able to launch with enough stock to fulfill demand, because I feel like there's a lot of you out there that will go ham buying stuff, and I love you for it. That's amazing. But I'm really fearful that we won't have enough stock to fulfill demand in the early months. And what I don't want to happen is for someone to come on the web store, especially someone who doesn't know the channel and doesn't know what's going on, for someone to come on the web store and order his box of intercessors and go, they're out of stock, and then go back on Google, hit Element or hit Darksphere or hit Wayland and just order it and be like, I'm never going back to that place that didn't have the stock. I'd like to avoid that situation. I'd like to get to a point where people go, I could just go and get it from Element right now, or I could just go and get it from Darksphere right now. And they're all wonderful people. I don't have a problem with people supporting them as well, of course. But I would like them to go, but I get points here, and I get this, and I've got my extra discount. I'll just wait. Eventually, 6-12 months down the line, if we can generate enough revenue and we can increase, because what we're going to do initially, is we're basically going to recycle any profit-based capital straight back into the business and buy more stock. And we're just going to increase our stock holdings. So our network capital burden will increase, but it means we'll have more stock so that most people, when they come to the shop, will have what you need. You know? That's the point. That's my hope. So if we can build that kind of loyalty in early, that's the golden ticket. But yeah, we'll see. Will it be yearly membership or monthly? I haven't given it that much thought yet, Andy. Do a physical stamp card for in-person purchase. Do online redemption points. What about a stamp system similar to places like Costa? Yes. Well, so the end goal is to evolve into app world and have an app. So you know, like if you go to Morrison's now and you want to scan Morrison's card, you just get your app out.
Yeah.
That's the end goal. App.
Ah, nice.
With reward points on it.
Yeah.
So you can go in, because even fucking businesses like Lego do it. You buy a Lego set, you get points. Mm-hmm. Points translate to cash. Eventually, you can spend your points. It takes money off your set. That's the sort of shit I want to do.
Yeah.
How many members for Joe to tattoo Luce's motto on his crotch? I wouldn't like to say it because we set a membership target. Yeah, we set a membership target. He should really have that as a tramp stamp, really, above his. We set that membership target for him to dress as a fire star. He hasn't done that yet, has he? So there we go.
My ice lollies things didn't work.
No, why?
I made like a mango sorbet lolly thing. It won't come out of the mold, so I found a tip top.
Oh, just pulled harder.
If I'd pulled any harder, I would have snapped the...
Yeah. Trading program for old models. Current... Hang on.
In GWIs we were pretty small, but when you sell all your pre-orders and then they don't send you enough and you have to refund the customer, resulting in lost revenue and lost customers.
Yeah, that's pretty dickish, isn't it? Yeah. Trading program for old models. Absolutely not. I've seen far too many car crashes for trade-ins for old models, because what people do is they buy a load of models, they badly put them all together, they then suddenly decide they don't want the army anymore, and they come and they go, how much are you going to give me for this? And then the only way you can make any money off of that is by kind of breaking it down, sticking it on eBay, which is a faff. It's a fucking pain in the ass. I don't want to be selling other people's old, badly put together models. I want to be selling new kits that are sealed. Right? That's a faff. Also, Games Workshop do not like it if you have an eBay account.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Too many businesses have pre-ordered big boxes, split them into separate kits and stuck them on eBay to make more money. Games Workshop don't like that.
Yeah.
It's just cleaner for us not to have an eBay account. Just announced loads of new Lego Star Wars. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I still haven't built the AT-AT though. Yes, and I've still got to do that at some point soon. I've got to plan a few days in the studio to build the AT-AT. So, recycling of sprues. Yeah, we can do that. We can recycle sprues.
Let's say you take a membership out to the store to get a discount and you are also Thane, will that stack?
No, so the Thane's discount will only be for the pre-opening. So the Thane's only opening, and the memberships won't be live at that point. The Thane, you're not going to get, again, reminding people, YouTube business, hobby house business, very, very different. YouTube business is me, one employee, Joe, right? Hobby house business, me and other business partners. I can't go to my other business partners, hey, we can give all my community a discount. They'll be like, well, what's in it for us? And these business partners of mine are very business people. Like, they're serious dudes. So I'm not going to try and dilute their kind of profit by offering. We have to keep it separate. Offering the additional Thanes discount for opening weekend, I reckon I can swing. Offering a permanent extra Thanes discount, I can't. And if you think about it, if I was to say Thanes get 5% discount and you get 5% on memberships and we offer 15% off, you're at 25% discount. At that point, we're not making any fucking money. There has to be a line that you strike between we're operating a business and we're running a hobby shop. And I see too many hobby shops that fail to make any money because they don't operate like a business. And you have to think about margin. The sexy man himself has arrived.
He has.
He has arrived. John, thank you so much, you wonderful human being, for 20 gifted memberships.
I hope for you, John, that the next time you're in the toilet and you pull the loo roll and a little bit comes off and you need a new loo roll, there is one just in reach. Not a single butt cheek needs to leave that seat because it's in reach.
Yeah,
that's what I hope.
There's nothing worse than doing the knees together walk across the bathroom. Especially because what you do in one of the bathrooms, what you do is the toilet seat faces some shelves where you put the loo rolls, but you can't reach them.
I know.
You do it on purpose to torture us.
I like to torture you.
And you have to do the knees together walk across the bathroom in like the weird crouch position with the waddle. Honestly, big hope that one. Thank you, John, for the 20 gifted. Chat, we're on 72 members. We're only some away, which is changing now because Liam's just gifted 5 memberships. What a fucking great name you've got.
I wonder if this will be a reoccurring question about benefits people get from being a different member tier on the Great Hall and then the Hobby House, trying to keep in mind they're 2 separate businesses.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a bit of grey area.
Yeah.
And I would love to talk to my director team that I'm building for Hobby House and say, hey, can my Thanes just get everything all the time? But I have to be sensible.
Yeah.
I have to be sensible. I have to. So could Thanes get like a free ticket or discount to events tournaments today?
Members sub should let you line skip pre-orders.
I don't know if that's possible, but that'd be interesting. Maybe memberships get you a pre-order. Ivy, thank you for the $2. Jack Allen, you got to be on your game tonight, Luce.
I know.
Because he's gifted 20 memberships.
I feel like the toilet one was too much now.
Yeah, you've
and
peaked.
now I've peaked.
You peaked too early. Thank you, Ivy, for the 2 as well. You're a legend.
What things annoy me that I hope don't annoy others?
Oh, I just accidentally hidden a message. Right, unhide. Fixed. Okay, good. We are gonna have. By the way, what's Lucy's thinking? We are gonna have display cases on the bottom floor because Gandalf is coming to be displayed in Hobby House.
Oh, you taking him out?
I feel like he's wasted there.
Oh,
As much as I
okay.
love him,
Okay.
he's such a beautiful job done by Weta.
Yeah.
Him as a display case in the studio would be nice. Boromir's on his way. He'll be on display. We've got Abaddon that you've seen. He'll be on display.
I don't know who Boromir is.
For 5th Sake, could I finally get the bathroom sponsored by me at HH?
Yes. Yes, I want your best portrait sent through to me so I can print it at a Photoshop. In fact, or do you want the actual bathroom in the studio? Because what I will be doing as well, if you are a Thane or above and you do arrive at Hobby House and I am available and we're not filming, I will happily show you around the studio.
Oh.
I think that's a nice benefit for people,
Yeah.
right? So we can just sponsor the studio bathroom finally, Joe. What I need you to send me your best portrait photo so I can ship it off to a printing website and get it printed and framed. But my current idea is to get Abaddon in a big display case on a wooden plinth, right? Display case so you lot fucking can't touch them with your stinking fingers. And then little plaques. Every time someone wins one of our major tournaments, a little plaque. One of Abaddon's chosen. You get a little name put on it.
Oh, okay.
Is an idea. You can't get both bathrooms. I mean, you only gifted 20, John, so, you know, don't be fucking greedy. Have you got a hope yet for Jack Allen?
I have, but it's heavily relying on the fact that he might be a parent.
I mean, Joe gives wee man meat-based hopes, though, so...
Okay. Jack, I hope for you that in this lovely weather, if you take your kid to a park that has sand in, they don't sit in the one spot that some feral neighbourhood cat has shat in and then kicked the sand over.
I mean, I love it. I love it.
I
I love it. But you could have just said if you go out for a picnic in the summer, you didn't need the kids qualifier.
No,
I
feel
he could
like
have sat down.
Because it's up to you to tidy that kid
What's
up.
worse, your kids sitting in
So-
cat shit or you sitting in cat shit?
Yeah, but if it's me, I can go into a shop
feel
and
like-
just buy some clothes.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
the kid, they're screaming, they're crying because it's poo. Ah, it's emotional.
Well, you need to get Weta St. Celestine. I have it on good authority that Weta... I have it on good authority. So Weta Abaddon, I've explained to you people before, because a couple of people was like, oh, no, William's poor now. I did not buy Weta Abaddon. I didn't. Weta Abaddon was donated to us, not by Warhammer Jesus, to literally to put on display in Hobby House, which is incredible, right? And when I announced that and spoke about it, I've now found out that Weta Titus has been ordered potentially for us to also have on display.
That sounds like a terrible illness.
It's another big Warhammer figurine.
Weta Titus.
It's another really big Warhammer figurine.
Need a good cream for that.
So if someone wants to order Weta Celestine and send it to us, yes, then I'm open to it.
Anyway. Ba 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 bum bum ba bum. Student rescued from mountain twice in 4 days after going back to get his phone.
That sounds legit. Go on.
Right. The man, identified by police only as 27-year-old Chinese student, developed altitude sickness twice after climbing during the peak's off-season. He was found by another climber on the second time when he went to get his phone. So he called himself the first time, forgot his phone and a bunch of his other stuff, went back, another climber found him.
I don't want to accuse him of being a bit stupid. But what was he doing when he got picked up?
He's a climber.
Yeah, but when he's rescued,
Mm-hmm.
did the climbing team be like, just leave all his shit?
I guess so.
What's he carrying? A bag? I don't understand how he's left his phone on the floor. It's like he's in a pub, right? It's like he's in a pub and left it on the table.
Yeah, but altitude sickness, you're not well. You're not going to remember all your stuff. They're just going to literally scoop you off the mountain and get you back
I
to
don't
safety.
know. I don't
think they're going to do an itinerary check, babe.
I also feel like the second time they go and get him, the second time they get a phone call from him, like, nah, you've had a chance.
No, but it wasn't. It wasn't. They probably didn't know until they came to get him. It was another climber that found
I'd
him.
have fucking flown off. It's your own fault. Make your own way back now. You got a phone. Use Google Maps.
The 27-year-old climber made an emergency call after getting altitude sickness on the mountain's Fujinomiya Trail, about 3,000 meters above the sea level.
As an Isle of Wight to house the public transport to the hobby house location. Plus, are you considering gift vouchers? Would love non-GW local option.
So 100% gift vouchers, yes, will be a thing. I'll let Dave come through and then I'll answer the rest of your questions.
So proud of you not giving up. You had more dick kicks than what you deserved finding HH. Giving us a community hub, but why put it in France?
Right, so
Rude!
I think I've said this before, Dave, but I'll say this again. France, the intent at the moment is France is the first one. Right, Southampton is the first one. I have a map where I have drawn roughly hour and a half kind of radius for travelling, and I've tried to overlap them with different cities so that France is the first one. There'll be more, is my hope. For us to do more, for us to build a full-blown UK-based gaming community, and then maybe expand into Europe and furthermore expand into the US, It will be down to people to make the first one work. If the first one works and makes money, it becomes a repeatable business. Simple as that. If it doesn't work, it doesn't make money, there's no point opening another one. Do you know what I mean? In terms of Hobby House, the train station is a 3-minute walk. St Denis train station is a 3-minute walk. Although, to be honest with you, if you got off the ferry and you walked to Southampton train station to go to St Denis, you're kind of wasting your time. If you got off the ferry at Redjet, Red Funnel, you're talking a 5-minute Uber or a 5-minute taxi, aren't you? From where the Isle of Wight ferry lands.
Yeah.
That's where the Hythe ferry comes in as well, basically.
You could walk it.
You could walk it, but it's a hell of a fucking walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so John, the joke is that we're so far south in this country that we're practically France. And it's just everybody else in the country being upset that we've got the nicest weather. So, yeah. No offense, I won't go to one you're not at. I bet you would.
He'll be there, Buddy X was kidding.
I appreciate you though, Dave, because Dave's helped us out with parts of this in the past, and I think he's seen some of the stuff that we've had. So thank you so much. Back to Sheep's Point. You'll do gift vouchers. We absolutely will do gift vouchers, 100%. We also have a car park, but you will be easily able to taxi there or Uber there. You can train it from Southampton Central, but it's kind of pointless. You're better off just jumping in honestly in a £10 taxi, if that, £5 taxi to get there. You can, like Lucy says, you can walk there. It is definitely walkable. 100% it is. Absolutely. There's a number of other things we've got. Who'd have thought that this would be such a fucking novelty in 2025 on hobby websites? Do you know what we've also got on our website as well? We've got gift vouchers. We've got fucking wish lists. We've got wish lists.
Oh, for like birthdays and...
So you can create in your account in Hobby House website. I've seen this in action. I've seen it working. In the Hobby House website, you can create in your account multiple wish lists. So you could have Christmas wish list, birthday wish list. You could have Astra Militarum wish list, Tyranny wish list, Magic the Gathering wish list. You can create 5 wish lists, for example. You can create more, by the way, just for example. Then, when you're perusing the pages, there's a little icon on top of every single image. And you go into that little icon, and you click it, and it gives you a drop down of all your wish lists.
Liam Tards. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, have a great long weekend.
Thank you, Dan. I love you. So if you do that, if you click that little icon that appears, it gives you a drop down of all of the other wish lists you have. And you go, well, this is a Magic the Gathering card set. I'm going to drop this into my Magic wish list. Or this is an Astra Militarum item. I'm going to drop it into my Astra Militarum wish list. Okay.
Oh, okay.
When you've built your wish list, there's a number of things you can do. You can fucking email it to family members. So you can create birthday wish list and you can ship it off. And as far as I understand it, if I shipped my wish list to you, Luce, as a link, and you went, oh, he wants one of these things, one of them, innit? He wants one of them, and you bought it, guess what happens?
It comes off the list.
Comes off your fucking wish list. So then when my mum goes, what does he want for his birthday? Clicks on it, oh, not one of them, it's off the wish list.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought that was good? Honestly. Why is that so complicated to get on a Games Workshop website right now? Also, our search feature, just for reference, because I'll compare this to our competitor Element, our search feature doesn't get confused if you misspell something. Lion Panda, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Wee Man, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
What? So if you misspell something, will it say, did you mean, and then throw up the thing? Oh, that's clever.
Our search engine will start guessing the item when you start typing.
That's really clever, because the names of some of the stuff is really out there.
Oh, by the way, Ian, thank you for the 1 gifted. Arno Low, thank you for the 5 gifted. I missed those. Thank you so much, you wonderful humans. Yes, our search feature is trained, so it waits for the first, I think it's like 4 or 5 characters.
Why is dark spelled with a K and not a C? Because you cannot see in the dark.
Lol. Thanks, Stu. So I think it's locked like after the first 4 or 5 characters, it will start then guessing what you're looking for. But yeah, thank you so much for all those gifted, you wonderful humans. We're on 113. Look at you, wonderful people. We're also 1 yellow one away from completing the target, thanks to Dan. Although it's going to say it failed because of the time frame. I can't set a timer to 90 minutes, which annoys me. So yeah. There's lots of things. There's lots of other things I'm trying to get in as well. One of the challenges I said to the web developers at the time was build me a website whereby a person's wife, girlfriend, or parents can come to this website and buy them the right thing. Mm-hmm. That was one of the biggest challenges. They're like, "Oh, that's hard." I was like, "I know." Go. And I feel like they've done it. Does it mean if you track your wish list, you can see what people have bought for you? Possibly, Craig.
No, too late, Craig. We already saw it.
I need to check. I need the one feature I need to check is the striking off feature that you don't end up buying duplicates. I need to check that feature. I know it's been discussed at one of the round tables we had. I know it's been discussed. I just need to check that that feature. A Warhammer website that looks like it was made after 2010. A true miracle. I know. I know. I've got other ideas as well. I've had so many little, like, since the cogs have started turning again, my creative juices have sparked.
No, we're not turning, we're twitching.
Yeah. They've sparked now, right? Here's another great idea. I was talking to the Thanes about this last weekend, right? We're eventually going to be in a place where we have rentable armies that you can play.
Yes.
So if you want to learn to play Tyranids, you can turn up and rent Tyranids for a rental cost.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't know what that cost will be. Let's say 20 quid.
One times 6 hour shift.
Yeah, 20 quid or whatever, right? Yeah. Rental cost. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're also going to have starter armies as bundles. So it might be Tyranid Combat Patrol, a box of this, a box of that, a box of something else, a box of something else. And maybe it's worth 200 quid, right? As a starter army. And what we're going to do is you get to come in and you get to pay your rental fee for your army and play with your army. We'll also teach you that. This is going to link into another idea I've got in just a second. If you decide at that point that you want to then buy a Tyranid army because you liked what it was...
Gift receipts or doctored values.
Hang on. There's a joke in there. If you thank you for the 2, Kev. If you do that, if you go, I've enjoyed playing Tyranids, I want to start the starter army. Well, here's 3 separate Hobby House starter bundles that will get you going on Tyranids.
I am 100% on my Joe hopes for coming true. It is a real thing.
So the fortune
Smiley
cookies,
face
the fortune
emoji.
cookies will be worth it alone, right? So perhaps you've got 3 different Tyranid starter sets that you have access to because you've rented the army. And what we'll do at that point is we will discount you the rental cost off of the bundle. So if you come in and you go, I'm renting Tyranids, pay 20 quid, have a go with them, play a game. Right, maybe you play against a Joe or a staff member. And you go, I really like that. I'm going to buy that starter army that you've bundled. I want version 3 because I want the one with the carnifexes in it. We'll go, cool. We'll discount you the cost of your rental.
I like it.
Yeah. Including what we'll also go do, chat. What I've been trialing with the Thanes is combat patrol, not combat patrol, boot camp weekends. Boot camp weekends is where people turn up. They get given a combat patrol or a spearhead or something like that of their choosing. They can sit, they can build, they can hobby, they can paint, and they start to play. What we haven't done very much at the moment because of the limited space is actively teach people the game. What we're going to be doing come the Saturday lunchtime onwards when we're opening up to everybody is actively teaching the game from lunchtime as a teaching thing. Like an academy, but it's not going to cost you $6,000, just the cost of your weekend and you come and learn the game.
The amount of people that travel long distances as well with armies, being able to rent an army, not have the risk of something breaking or smashing in the travel.
If you're starting up a place to play in Southampton, then have my money. And have more of my money when you've opened.
All the money!
Thank you, Mr. Fenrica. What a legend. What a hero. Stu, thank you for the £5. He has told us that 100% of his Joe hopes have come true.
Is that a real... Has anybody been put off of coming to any kind of Warhammer event because trying to travel? Because some of the models are really, like, wispy.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's ever put anyone off of coming to a tournament because things might break or it's just less of a nightmare.
Possible, or they can't get their army ready in time, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for AOS specifically, so the intent obviously the intent genuinely will be to at the very least have every single spearhead and combat patrol ready to go. Basically, try before you buy. Yeah, 100%. I think that's a cool concept. Again, the idea is, I've showed you the brand packaging before, right? The idea is that we really care about customers. And most importantly, we care about your experience on the tabletop. We care about you creating your worlds and having fun and removing as many barriers as you possibly can.
Nerd napping? Birthday breaks.
I got a million ideas for events. Birthday breaks is one of them. I was joking with the things about running Warhammer weddings. We're not actually going to do that, by the way. That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
What, getting given away
Don't
by
worry,
a
Alex.
space marine?
No, don't worry. Oh, I thought how funny it would be to get Joe ordained. Imagine him reading out the... anyway. But yeah, there's ideas for weekends where we can put together event packages and stuff like that, because I think like event packages is not a terrible idea. I did joke, Kev put this thing out, I did joke with the Thanes about where you could pay an additional 10 quid or additional 5 quid. I hadn't decided on the price, right? But you could... I have no idea if it's even possible as well. But I was like, I said to my web developers as a joke, I was like, can we have an additional box selected at checkout? So when you go through to checkout, you click a box. What we do is we privately email you your actual receipt, because you'll need that in case there's a problem. Mm-hmm. And in the box, what we'll do is we'll give you a different receipt, and the bank transaction will say something different.
Well done, you run a waffle. Run a waffle?
Run a waffle?
Won a raffle.
You've run a waffle.
In case you haven't cottoned on, chat, the brain fog has been slightly biblical
Luce doesn't like
lately.
the heat. Yeah.
I forgot to take my little special drink I take in the mornings that
Semen.
sets me for the day. I ran out and the brain fog has just loomed over.
But I was like, how good would it be to
interesting.
have like a special like boiler repairs? Babe, the boiler fucked when you're at work. I had to get it repaired. You'll see it on the car statement.
There must be rules around that.
No, I don't. Well, we're not actually going to do it. But what a fucking great business idea that is. You spent 260 quid on, the car needed new brakes.
Yeah, the dog got sick.
Dog was
so,
poorly.
Yeah.
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 You see how the dog's not here? It's because you've taken it out back and clubbed it. But, how good would that be, though? I think that'd be fucking incredible. Will you be hiring Joe out to build us a sexy table? Have you not noticed recently how much fucking terrain he's building and painting? Joe and I were talking about today, because about trying to give you guys a different experience, trying to create exactly what the brand package tells us we're trying to create. So we have talked about if we've got 20 tables, well, we're going to want to have 10 to 15 sets of narrative terrain so people can play cool narrative tables. We're also going to need 20 sets of competitive terrain. We're also going to need a number of sets of fantasy terrain. We're also going to need a number of sets of historical wargaming terrain. So we're talking about needing 4 sets of terrain per table for 20 tables. And Joe and I went through this the other day, we're like, there's a lot of work ahead. Joe was like...
Would you do your, you came up with a themed idea years ago that you could then book a table that, for example, was like desert, barren,
desert sci-fi
desert,
or whatever.
Yeah, and then this one was like a Christmas one, or if there's like...
Yeah, I don't want to be giving you a desert map with like snow-covered ruins because it doesn't make any sense. It needs to look good. It needs to be immersive. I want, with the exception of the stones, because that's going to get messy otherwise. I want people to be able to play on our tables on the sort of terrain tables that we use on stream. Immersive, detailed. I want people to be able to play on fun tables that look fucking cool. Right?
Yeah.
Built Scarbrand and put 8 piles of 8 skulls on his base, you legend. Kill team tables, no one plays kill team. No one does. I was briefly ordained thanks to a male signing me up for some online US evangelical church. Was fun at games until I started getting actual requests for advice by email. Unbelievable. Middle-earth terrain can be doubled as historical. Yeah, 100%. And probably fantasy as well. In some, like AOS and fantasy in some places as well. Some of it can be for definite. Jarl and below sweatshop for building terrain. Lol. I'd go to Southampton to play as well. Would like meeting new people and love the idea of renting armies. Well, so one of the things, right? I think I'm talking to the right group of people when I say this. But one of the things I think we've done very well on the channel in general is built a fucking incredible community, and this is always evidenced in places like Discord, in the live chat, on game streams. When we have weekends like this last weekend, I feel like one of the things I've been able to do above and beyond perhaps other channels, despite our smaller size, is build good, strong community. Because we have a simple rule. The simple rule is, don't be a cunt. It's as simple as that, right? We have often said, and we will always say, we don't care about race, religion, gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation. We don't care about that shit. We don't care about literally any of those things that you can. A lot of people can put themselves in a specific category. Don't care about any of those things. All we care about is if the person opposite the table wants to play Warhammer and have fun rolling dice. It's literally the only qualifier. And so when someone's a dickhead, we typically manage them out pretty fucking quickly because it's very simple. Don't be a cunt, right? And I think that very basic rule, and not putting up with those kinds of individuals who behave that way, I think that specific rule means that we actually typically build quite a strong community. And like attracts like, and vibe attracts tribe. And we end up in a situation where people that are struggling on Discord can go into the mental health thread, and people will be there to talk to them. And they might not be able to fix their problems, but they'll be there to talk to them. We have issues where people have to drop out of things like Thanes because they have a sudden financial emergency, and people offer to sponsor them for a month to keep them in because they've built friendships, they've built community. And I think we've done that very, very well. Genuinely think we've done that very, very well, right? I'd like to achieve the same with Hobby House. I want people to want to travel an hour to come and play at our venue, despite the fact that it's a little bit more of a hassle. That's home.
Yeah.
We said this before. Make Hobby House your hobby home is the kind of intent. I want people to maybe even have a slightly more local gaming store and go, no, I'm going to go Hobby House. It's a better experience, nicer people, a better group of people. That's what I really want.
Adjustable height gaming tables.
I'd love to do that, Keith. I don't know how feasible that is in cost. One of the things we have to be careful with, and I'm very conscious of this, startup costs snowball very quickly. Like, actually snowball very, very quickly. So, it's, yeah. When the renting armies thing is going, I can probably get my wife to take a trip to the UK. Yeah. Well, we're also having a seating area and a coffee machine and beers in the fridge. End of last year, I spent time doing exams to get my personal license. I'm a personal license holder, so we can sell alcohol. We'll have a coffee machine. We'll have tables and chairs. You can come and play card games. There'll be places to relax. There'll be places to plug your fucking laptop in. What we can do, we can literally be in a place where you can bring your other half, who could plug a laptop in and do some work and have a coffee, and you play a game of Warhammer. I don't feel like this is fucking rocket science.
I will slowly move in a comfy chair that I snagged from a charity shop Oxfam just down the road.
You will not.
And I'll slowly create some false fireplace.
We're not going to have any of these
knitting corner.
We're not going to have any of these fucking cum-stained rags like you bought in today. All right? Not going to happen.
Cozy. Me and the dog like it.
Luce bought a rug today. Bought a rug today from IKEA. It was like a cat shat on it 3 times.
It doesn't look that bad.
It does. It's shit.
No, it doesn't.
If it wasn't for the fact that the kitchen was your fortress, I'd fucking huffed it out already. Clive, thank you for the one gifted. John, welcome to Yalta. You're a legend. Liam, thank you for upgrading to Haskell. You're also a hero. So, Keith, I would like to do height adjustable tables, but I don't think it's that easy to start with. So here's the thing, right? I want to open in a situation where people walk in and go, wow, this is impressive. Yeah. That's very important to me. I think first impressions are always really important. And I want people to walk in and go, oh shit, this is really, really good. I'm a big fan. That's not to say that when we open, it's the finished project. That's not the point. That's not the case. Because we're going to make more and more and more and more improvements, but we have to stage these improvements in line with potential revenue. So if you try and do everything I want to do off the bat, I'll bankrupt us before we go live. It's a fact. I just will. It doesn't make sense from a business perspective. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have almost, I guess, essentially stretch goals. So if the business is making X amount of money, we'll look at investing in this new thing. If the business is making Y amount of money, we'll look at investing in this new thing. If the business is making Z amount of money, we'll make improvements and the place will improve. At the moment, we've got 2 floors that we're renting. We're going to be opening 1 to the public. Because that means I've got to paint, decorate, carpet, build 1 floor. It's 1 floor to cost. That's it. If we start making decent money and we start selling out events and filling the place, I'll open the 2nd floor.
Changed bank card, so didn't renew my membership, paying my late fine.
Thank you so much,
Smiley
John.
face emoji.
You're a hero. What a legend. So if we get to the point where we want to open the 2nd floor, well, in the very initial instance of opening, it won't be carpeted and it won't be decorated, right? So at the point at which we open the 2nd floor, what we're going to have to do, carpet it, decorate it, prep it to open for the public, put tables in, get more terrain. Okay, but that's a staged advancement in the business rather than let's open the whole thing from day one. All right, will the second floor be storage? Some of it is. It's got separate offices built in. There is storage space in there as well. But we could put another 10 to 15 tables in the second floor, and we could put 20 tables in the bottom floor. We can get to a point where 35 to 40 tables, we can have 80-person events at Hobby House. 80 people playing games all at once.
Wow.
How fucking cool is that? Thank you, John, for the $10 as well. You're a legend. Clive, thank you for the one gifted. I think I said thank you already, but you're a hero. 115, team. 115. We're only 35 away from 150. Just saying. Just saying. Find some local B&Bs and hotels that don't mind charging less for lots of your gamers. Yeah, it'd be good to find some local like accommodation that we can build in. That'd be cool. I'd be into that. As in like if you quote code Hobby House something, you get a discount.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. I'd like to do that. But yeah. Please tell me you have aircon at that venue. Yes, we do. We do have aircon.
Any chance of getting the spy job role that leaks info to Valrak?
I don't know what that role is. Thank you, yes, for £5. You're a legend. I love you. Sounds like I need a wish list. I have a wish list. I don't need one. Is there going to be a giant marble statue of you posed like Michelangelo's David hanging dong and all? Yeah, well, that's where most of the budget's going, to be fair. We've got a big car park, and the only way you can get into the building, so you have to park up in the car park, then you have to touch my penis on the statue, and that will open the door. It's like a handle. Of course. Aircon is such a massive win. Great job thinking about it. It was one of those things where it's like, have to have aircon. Have to have aircon.
Yeah. Our summers are getting really hot now.
It's not even about that. You can be in a room in winter full of sweaty nerds playing Warhammer, and it will be hot and uncomfortable. We had to have aircon. What 5 drinks are you having on tap, Hobby House? Come. For you, Ash, the first one. John, thank you for the one gifted membership. You're a legend. You're a hero. Presumably army rules would be included with the rental army. How would you be doing that? Laminated sheets or iPad? Probably an iPad, to be fair. SQP is the easiest way of doing it. Yeah, a knob. That's a smart thing. Exactly, see? Connor Ed gets it straight away. I knew you'd get it. I knew you'd get it. I texted you the other day, Ed. You didn't reply to me. Fuck you. But hey. Right, are you ready for a loose fact?
Yeah.
Have you got one already?
Yeah.
Normally I say this now going, oh, she's going to take 2 minutes to find one.
No, I've got one. I'm tired today.
Yeah, I'm tired as well.
Oh, we've got bacon sandwiches.
We have got bacon.
Do you want an egg? Bacon,
Is it an
bacon.
option?
Yeah, I'm going to have an egg.
Crispy bacon and egg?
Well, I can't do crispy bacon.
Why not?
I just can't do it.
It's just cooking it for longer.
I'm sorry. All the food that I can do, and we're throwing a hissy fit about the one thing I can't do.
You just air fry it.
Make your own bacon then.
No, I'd rather you made it.
Anyway.
Thank you, John H. for the one gifted. So we have a loose fact for you. It's that favourite time of the night, team. 170 sat here for it, right? Loose fact time. You decide if it's true or false. Loose or loose. Time for a fact.
Sloths have more neck bones than giraffes. A giraffe has 7, a sloth has 10.
A giraffe has 7 neck bones.
Yeah. And I did hear this fact years ago. I'm not sure how true it is. If a giraffe was to drink a fresh cup of tea, by the time it made its way all the way down its neck and into its stomach, the tea would not be hot anymore.
I reckon that's bullshit.
I don't think a giraffe.
If a giraffe
could.
up there swallows, bang, straight down.
I don't know. We shall wait for Yeston to confirm.
A sloth has got more neck bones than a giraffe isn't necessarily completely unbelievable, but a giraffe having 7 sounds like nonsense words.
Nonsense words.
Sorry I left you on Red Brother. I didn't want to disturb your anniversary. Then I was stuck on Hazops all Thursday and today. I was so tired yesterday. I pretty much went straight to bed after work. I will allow it this once, Ed, right? Don't let it happen again. I sent you a message with some news. Hopefully you thought the news was good news. If he didn't go straight down, it'd just be choking. Yeah, exactly. He's not gargling tea, is he?
The second you taught Ben how to do that, that became a vocal stim for him.
The old chewy noise.
Yeah. The amount of time I'd just be on the bus and I'd hear the noise he does. I'm like, Ben, stop it. We're on the bus. Stop it.
I also taught him how to do dolphin noises the other day.
The clicking.
Yeah, that noise.
Yeah.
And he was like, how do I do that?
It's true, sloths have more neck bones, cervical vertebrae, than giraffes. Sloths have up to 9 cervical vertebrae. Giraffes, despite their long necks, have only 7 cervical vertebrae, same number as most mammals. Incorporated humans.
Incorporated humans! Yes, thank you for the $20, man. What a legend.
You know the ink in Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah.
James thought it stood for Monsters Incarcerated.
No. Oh.
I'd like to see that film.
Has he got over the fact that all the fans came to see him for the weekend yet?
Yeah. Bless him.
Yeah. Fuck me. We're changing his bed round, chat. Right? His bedroom round because he's too big for his bed. So
tall.
Years ago, we bought him a cabin bed, right? And if you don't know what a cabin bed is, basically you steps to go up to a bed that's about just under my chest height, roughly where the bed is, okay? Which means that underneath there's a fold-out desk and 3 drawers for his clothes and a bit of storage and etc. We're like, this is a genius idea. And they're not terrible beds, right? They're good beds. But the other day I said to him, I think we need to get you a bigger bed. Because they are for younger people. And he's 12 now. And that doesn't sound like a lot until you realise how fucking tall the bastard is. And he was like, no, this one's fine. I was like, it's not, is it? It's not fine. He went, no, it's fine. I said, right, lay flat and straight. And he did. He fucking penciled it, right? And his feet were touching the footboard. His head was touching the headboard. I was like, it's too small. We need to get you a bigger bed. We just so happen to have a double bed in our spare room that's just not being used, really. It gets used like 3 times a year. So I was like, fuck guests. And if we end up downsizing the house, we'll have a spare room anyway. So we'll take the spare bed and we'll put it in his room and he can have the double bed as his bed because I reckon if he lies diagonally, he might just have enough space. So that means we're getting rid of his cabin bed, which means we're removing all of his storage, right? All of his stuff's coming out of his room. I was like, well, you need storage. You're going to need drawers for your clothes and stuff like that. So that's why we were in IKEA today. Like, let's find you some drawers. We're going to go to IKEA. Not pick anything expensive. And we're walking around, and he found the stuff he liked. And I was like, so here's a set of 3 drawers, and here's a set of 4 drawers, and here's a different set of 3 drawers. And in the end, what he wanted was a bedside table with 2 drawers in. I was like, okay, I mean, we can get you that. But that won't fit everything in it.
Yeah, where's all your stuff going?
Like,
Pop it.
That's 2 drawers. You currently have 3 that are full.
I so appreciate the minimalist person.
Oh, he wants fuck all, yeah.
You are.
I was like, that's only got 2 drawers in it. He's like, oh, I don't care about the drawers. I just want to put my book and my stuff on the side. And I was like, your clothes still need to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, so if we get you this 2 drawer, we can buy this 3 drawer, which is the exact same style, same color, everything's the same. He was like, oh yeah, I guess that'll do. That's fine. So okay, is that what you want? You went, yeah, okay, cool. I was like, yeah, that's fucking easy. So we bought them, came home. I didn't get home till 6:30. We got home at 6:30, didn't we? 6:30, 10 to 7, something like that. And I carried these things in. They're fucking heavy, by the way. I don't know what that shit that he's bought is dense. It's fucking heavy. I carried them all upstairs. I was sweating my nuts off after getting it all up in out the car and upstairs. Right, got it all ready. Came down, sat down, and he came down. And I heard him rummaging in the kitchen. He came down. I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm looking for a screwdriver." I said, "Why?" "Oh, get started." "Oh, fuck off." I was like, "It's 6:30. It's fucking red hot. If I start dismantling your bed now, you're not going to have anything to lie in." Anyway, it's okay. I'll lie on the floor. No, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow job. So yeah, tomorrow I'm building IKEA furniture. Yeah. I love his innocent mind. I absolutely adore his innocent mind, which wasn't quite as great. One last moment I'll leave you with before we go. Wasn't quite as great as the youngest innocent moment today, which I filled my heart with joy. If you were in the Thames weekend this last weekend, you would have noticed that my youngest has got this new thing that he likes called Dice Stack, right? Which he's watched on YouTube, where someone gets a glass, puts it upside down over 4 dice, spins it around, and when he lifts the glass off, all the dice are stacked on top of each other. He's been trying to do this since he's been watching on YouTube for about 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
And what he doesn't realise is when your glass has angled sides, when you spin it, even with the centrifugal force that's pushing the dice out to the edge.
Giraffes have the strongest heart. They also have a series of valves in the artery of the neck because blood pressure is so high it would blow their head without them. Learned that of an autopsy show.
That sounds incredible. So thank you for the hat trick. Yes, then. So yeah. So what he learnt was because what happens if it's slanted as a glass side, when they start centrifugally coming out to the edge of the glass, they're at an angle. So when you pull the glass off, they fall over. So you'll never get them to stack in an angled glass because it's how centrifugal force works. So he wanted to buy a dice stack set, which basically has the cup that you need plus the dice that you need, which are square-shaped, corner edge dice. And so he came in here. Luce got him to bring his little money tin in. I wish I knew the fucker was that rich, by the way, to start with.
He doesn't spend his pocket money.
He doesn't spend his pocket money. Yeah. So I want to buy some dice stacks. Can I buy some dice stacks? He bought his pocket money in, got his pocket money out, counted it out, and then eventually you found a set on Amazon for him and ordered it. And I said to Luce, before you order it, check it's Prime, because if it's Prime, log in with my account, order it on Prime, you'll get next day delivery or 2-day delivery, and it'll be free. So she did. Brilliant. No problems. This was at like 10 past 7, something like that. I went out the room, I came back in, and the office has got a front-facing window that faces the driveway. Those of you that sit in my bush will know. That faces the driveway, right? And I came in here, and he was stood in the window, looking out the window, looking at where the front door is. And I was like, "You all right, what are you doing?" I'm just waiting for my dice stack. I was like, "The one that was ordered 10 minutes ago?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm sure it'll be here soon." I was like, "Okay, cool." There's a little part that was like, "I want to leave him there, see how long he stands." I genuinely wanted to leave him there and see how long he was stood there at the window. And in the end, I was like, I opened my Amazon app. I was like, "Look, it's coming on Sunday. It won't come today. It'll come on Sunday because they've got to send it, you fucker." I think he thought it was just going to turn up by a carrier owl. There you go. Anyway, cool. Right, you people are wonderful. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this fine Friday evening. It's lovely and warm here. I'm loving this weather, by the way. Please think of me tomorrow. I am sat there building. What's it called? Fucking IKEA furniture and sorting out. I'm gonna be sweating tomorrow, I reckon, up in that room. But you know, music speaker, window wide open. It'll be great. It'll be joyous. Sunday, I'm planning to do some hobbying for the day. We do have the football show in the evening. Monday, we'll be back at the latest at 7:30 with a hobby show. We might be back earlier with some vag in the daytime, depending on how I'm feeling, because it is Bank Holiday Monday. I might actually go get a camera and do this on Monday. I bought some Wolfen. I took a gamble. I bought 5 Wolfen just because I wanted something Space Wolfy to build and paint. All right. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show, like I said. You're all amazing people. We smashed the membership target with 116 new members. Thank you so much. We smashed the like target with 111 of the finest likes. Thank you so much. And we smashed the super chat target as well. Ding, ding, ding. You're all amazing human beings. Icing on the cake would have been a new thing. Think about that, one of you out there who's, not pulling your weight. Anyway, hopefully we see you next Monday. We've got a normal stream schedule next week. So Monday we've got Hobby Show. Tuesday's the Liam and Joe Show. Tom's back on Tuesday evening with more World Eaters. Wednesday we've got the normal Warhammer Show. Thursday another Liam and Joe Show. I'm back again with Death Guard, with another Death Guard attachment. And then Friday we have another one of these a week on Friday. Full week of content next week. Hopefully you're here for most of all of those shows. You've been amazing. Thank you so much for supporting us. Now we're in May. We're in May.
I know.
What the fuck is going on?
I know.
You're incredible humans. We love you lots. Speaking of which, anything you'd like to say to chat before we go loose?
Best chat.
She said it. She said it.
Oh, and I do have a little piece of advice that I learned for anyone who might be growing cucumber. As soon as
this seems like niche advice, chat, right?
As soon as you get your secondary leaves, don't water from the top, water from the bottom. So either get a watering can with a really thin nozzle on so you don't get the leaves wet, or like water bath the little pot you've got it in before you put it in its last place.
Escapade says, warm? This is not warm. It is horribly blisteringly, boilingly melting pain.
Yeah.
So if you ask Luce, she agrees with you. I love this weather.
No,
I love it.
No.
I honestly am like a basking bearded dragon at this point.
I can't.
I sometimes open the door in the morning to like receive the post or whatever it is weather, and I feel the heat and I just go stand in it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm here for it. It's so nice.
Too much.
How can you not like this weather?
I can't.
Heathens.
This weather like this for too long will reduce me to tears, because slowly my sleep will be impacted. My compassion for just normal stuff that doesn't normally fly on my radar.
Right, but
it would just reduce me to tears, this weather.
But your sleep doesn't need to be impacted, because we could just buy an aircon machine, but you refuse. So your sleep doesn't need to be impacted at all. That's a choice you're making by not buying an aircon. What's that glare for? It's true though. If it's too cold in the winter, what do you do?
Put jumpers on.
Put the heating on.
Buy some thicker pajamas. Get a hot water bottle. Put a couple of blankets on the bed.
Put the heating on. Put the heating on. What's the difference?
Because our houses aren't designed for aircon.
That's going to be a sticker in Thames. It almost definitely is, yeah. This heat is just horrible. It's not. It's lovely. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Like you lot. Thank you so much for watching, you wonderful human beings. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show, like I say. Hopefully we see you on Monday at 7:30 for the Hobby Show. If not, like Lou says, best chat. We'll see you in the next one.